next update video, and it's the new year. And how I'm feeling? Absolutely fantastic. I'm feeling so much better. Okay, what I've been doing since last month, which there has been some changes here and there. I found some videos on YouTube that I was looking for, specifically tantric meditations, but then I found so much more what I actually needed. If you don't know what tantric meditation is, it's that helps with your like orgasms and sex drive and your whole entire sexual and your sexual, like everything sexual, physically, mentally, spiritually, which it does help. But I found so much more like videos of these meditations on just to work on everything, like mentally, physically, and spiritually. Some trance based to help with dysphoria, and some just based to help on just being comfortable with who you are, no matter what may have happened in the past, what's going on right here, right now, and to help. And I've also been learning about how the brain creates those neurons, because I was watching a thing on TV and he was talking about when your brain doesn't use certain neurons anymore, it gets rid of them so it can make room for new ones, so it's more efficient that way. Then it was making me think a little bit, what if I stop if I try to get rid of those negative neurons and make it positive, so it gets rid of those and makes more positive. Then, and also in the magical sense, when I was looking something up like towards magic, actual real thing, and it was saying the reason why sometimes the spell doesn't work is because you're focusing all of that energy, like that negativity or worries, on why it's not working, why it's not this way when you want it to go this way. It puts more of the energy towards not letting it happen in its own time that it needs to work. And that puts more energy towards that. And I was like, oh, and then I was like, what if I combine those together? Change my thought pattern so I'm not thinking that way. Then when I did that, I ended up, it was within, the second night after I started, I was watching a movie, I had a spontaneous orgasm. Then I noticed my breasts were much bigger and fuller, like really filled in more. I'm like, oh, that's, wow. And I'm like, and I just was feeling really happy and really good about myself. And ever since, I've just been really happy the whole entire time since I've done this. And whenever I'm thinking something negative, turn it into something positive to keep those positive neurons going to help. Now notice my breasts have actually done more growing since then, a lot of growing. And the bras that fit as double D's, even though they're listed as some other size or sister sizing, I could say that I've tailored the back band to be my size. Those are fitting quite right anymore, like they're too small. So I'm pretty much, even the way I measure a small 32 triple D, and I'm at that point where 32 double Ds aren't fitting anymore and whatnot. And it's kind of like exciting, but kind of frustrating when you don't have new bras yet and you can't fully fit in a size bigger, but it's like you're at that stage where it's like here and here. Yeah. So that's what's been happening on that part. And the only negative thing that has happened, I've mentioned this in other videos before, encounters with men. It might be tricky for some people, but those unwanted encounters and situations you end up in sometimes. And it was with a guy. Kitty, stop it. He, not to be stereotyping, but he was a slightly overweight Mexican. He whispered to me that he's Mexican. He sat way too close to me. I was like, right where he's like that close. It's like, where he's like that close. When you sit, like, I'm like, yeah, he's right in that intimate personal space. He was complimenting on me, saying he loves me, trying to get me to go with him, to get to know him that way, and get high with him. And he was like kissing my hand, trying to actually kiss me on the lips, telling me how beautiful my lips are. Because my lips were like, the way I had my lips done that day, they were perfect. The makeup was like perfect on my lips. And he got too close for comfort, like basically touched right here, and he's like, I love your lips. I'm like, wait a minute, that's too close for comfort. And I was like, and I told him I'd rather not. Then he kind of got a little bit physical, trying to actually force me to go. That's when I came this close to use my pepper spray. And the thing is, another guy said something, like stepped in. And that's when he left me alone. It was when I was waiting for the bus, because I don't have a car. So, when I was waiting, this other guy said something. That's when the bus came. And yeah. And it's not the first time this has happened to me in my life. But I know it might not be the last, but I'm still, not despite or because of this. Like, even though this has happened, I'm still happy to be myself. I'm happy to be me, and I'm happy and comfortable. And I'm not going to ever give up on myself and being myself, my true self, the true woman I know I am. I'm never going to give up on that, ever. And with all this, just has been making me think of things like my whole entire sexuality and my sexual orientation. I was like, I've mentioned it on this channel tons of times, and I'm going to mention it again quickly, because I hate it when people assume, especially men, it's always men, that I'm a straight, single cisgendered woman, when that's not the case. I'm a lesbian. What that means to me is I'm a trans lesbian. That means I'm transgender, I'm transsexual, and I like women in general. It doesn't matter if they're cisgendered women or trans women, transgender women, because women are women, and we are too, in a sense, for most of us. And I like women in general. It doesn't matter if they're cisgender or transgender. Even though my sexuality is, come here, kitty. Even though my sexuality is fluid, my sexual orientation is still lesbian. And I hate people assuming otherwise without even asking. So yeah, this kitty's Alistair. He's cute. With his cute little eyes. But anyways, yeah. I hate people assuming. So that's all it is to my sexuality. What I just like to mention. So that's what has happened so far. But the physical changes, I've been amazed this last month. Well, what happened was, hey kitty, kitty, kitty. Sorry about that. Because this last month, I've noticed that see here what I've noticed. Definitely my breasts have filled in a lot. But the thing was, what happened, I tried to lower my dose. My doctor said I could, usually people who are on the injections, estrogen injections, marketized progesterone, can go down on their spironolactone by half. I tried it for 2 days. I started having reverse changes. I lost weight, just 2 pounds. And I was having reverse change. My breasts went down a little bit in size. Hair in certain spots started growing back that I've lost. So I decided, nope. And it took me all the way until like now just to gain almost all that back. Which I noticed my breasts have been bigger and fuller, like I mentioned. And because of that, I'm happier. And I started doing other things that have been helping. Like, well, my mom gave me a pair of padded panties that wouldn't fit her. She bought them, they wouldn't fit her, so she gave them to me. The crotch is wide, so they work well for tucking, which is good. And I was wearing them, and I'm like, oh. And I was noticing the way it made my butt look. It's like, I look good that way. And I tried different clothing on, I'm like, oh. So I decided, well, I'm not liking what it looks like without the way it is. It looks like it's, because my butt never actually changed physically that way, in the female way. Went on hormones, that never really changed. Just like slightly. It was that weird kind of shape like that instead of that weird heart shape, kind of like that. Yeah, it's because that female heart shape was like, it wasn't really like that. So when I developed the bottom parts of my butt, it went that way, but it wasn't completely filled in like how I know it's supposed to be. So I did the top part of my butt, which that's filled in nicely. And now the bottom part is off again. So I'm like, oh. So I've been doing, I just started yesterday doing exercises for the bottom part of my butt to fill that in more. And one suggestion when doing exercises to build up muscle, do every other day, because if you do every day, it takes longer. With that shredding of the muscle and building it up, it takes a lot longer to heal. And when it takes longer to heal in between, then, because you have to keep, yeah, it takes a lot longer, but you get there. But if you wait a full 48 hours, then it does more healing and builds up much quicker. And that's helps. So that's been helping. And a big change I've noticed is my face. All right through here, I notice this, like, every time it's just lately, it's like, especially today, and a few other times I've been looking in the mirror, I'm like, something looks different with my face. Something's like different. And I notice my face is filled in. Like all through right here. It's filled in more. So that's what my face looks like as of today, without makeup on. So I notice all this through here is all filled in more. And I don't care what people say. I do not care what people say about hormones and what it can and can't change, especially when they say it can't change your physical bone structure of your face, I'd like to differ on that, because on me, there's some spots that have changed. The bone right here, the cheekbones, I have more cheekbone, and right here is spread out this way a little bit more. And because the bones and everything, because when you're on female hormones or male hormones, it fills up your whole entire body and goes through your whole body, and over time it changes your whole body. Even the way things sit, like my pelvis is tilted forward, the way my arms sit on that angle, my face being filled in where the bone, especially like the bone structure, it's like through here, here. My eyebrows have never changed, my forehead's never changed, but this cheekbones here and the chin right here is what's changed most, and the skin and fat. And yeah. And I noticed also doing these exercises, have more in my hips now, a little bit. It's like right through here I have more in my hips. So it's like through here I notice like more. And that's kind of what my butt looks like as of right now. So I'm working on that. So I'm still working on that. And but you probably already noticed my breasts. It's the best way I can show. So yeah, they're much fuller, bigger in size, which is so much more better and much more happier for me. And my hair, all of this I've noticed it's a lot longer. When it comes to my hair, my doctor always says it's all that estrogen in it's all that estrogen. But I noticed it's been growing lately a lot longer and a lot more healthy it's been. So that's happening. I still have, and about the SSI, that hasn't happened yet. I'm still waiting for the decision, which I found out my insurance does cover the surgery, but my co-insurance doesn't. It's not accepted at the university hospital where they do the surgery in here where I live. So I'm going to have to change the co-insurance and to a different company that's the same plan I'm on now. And so I'm still working on that to get the surgery. So I'm looking into it more, and it's becoming more of a reality and a possibility that it's going to actually happen. I'm just waiting to get on the SSI, then get everything else established and worked out. And so that's what's going on there. So, space on my SD card's about to be filled. So, because it's blinking at me, telling me I have about a minute left. So, until my next video, please comment. I really want more people to be commenting on my videos so I can actually answer questions and help people and your thoughts and opinions on things. So comment, rate by giving a thumbs up if you like my video, and subscribe if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet. I'm Christy if you don't know my name. And I'll see you in my next video. Until then,